Okay, Fred Burrow, Swift Plumbers. I exposed this as a courtesy to the customer because it was barely below ground in a place that was previously dug up, so the digging was quick and easy after I located it with my scout locator and my camera. Now, previous video I did a report showing me opening this drain, but what I want to show you is, number one, you see there's paper laying in there. There's nothing blocking that paper. So it's important to notate, and I told the customer, single ply paper right away. This will plug up again right away. Oh, yeah. Hopefully the county can get out here because they're the ones who did this previous work. Now what I want to show you is when I'm heading downstream, you're going to see over here at this 45 underground, that's going to be right over here before our issue. See how there's water sitting in there? That is not because of that bad connection. Well, the pipe is high. So if you look at this, I'm going to tip it. So this is the bottom. That's our problem. You can see that thick paper that I hate right there. So all the water had to drain through this little area. All right. That's a unapproved fitting up there. They tried to rig this from the get-go. I can tell you that. Now, if you go back downstream, see how it's holding water. So that's telling me this pipe heading towards that green pipe is going backwards like this way. So the good news about that is that gives us hope that maybe digging back this way to that 45, that pipe may be able to alter to line up correctly. Now, but it's got to line up correctly, and I feel that it didn't in the first place, and that could be dictated by that 45. This didn't line up correctly, or they wouldn't have hooked it up the way they did, because, well, they shouldn't have done it anyway. Never should you do this, because this was never hooked up right. So maybe this could have sank down. He did have a hole taken care of by the county, correct? Yes. Out here. So the earth could have settled here. We cannot inspect the rest of this pipe. This is important too. The rest of this pipe needs inspected after this is repaired. The reason I can't inspect the rest of this pipe is because my springs on my camera head coming back through that hole could get caught. And then I have to have my camera. So I can't do that. That needs done. It needs inspected to make sure this is done correctly too. All right. So whether the county does it, make sure somebody's thoroughly showing you everything and explaining it to you. And he's going to forward this video to the county. But I'm going to show you. See that pipe? Here's the level of the pipe. Here's the level of the other pipe. So it's a couple inches higher here. So if there's not an adjustment enough that you can make back up here, there's not really enough room to 22 it down and do a drop down, because you can do a drop down from a higher pipe to a lower pipe and not be subject to the 1/8 of an inch per foot that 3 and 4 inch pipe is to code. So it's either that or, and there may be a second issue here, sir, okay? But that's where you got blocked, and that's the major issue because that's the first one. It's very restricted right there. So all of this should be re-inspected all the way out. This needs to be repaired properly. Now, a Fernco is an approved fitting, even on a repair, and it's okay to use a Fernco, but the pipe has to be even with one another. So you have to go from this one to this one. As I told you in a repair, we'll use a Fernco, and we'll do that so we don't have to dig up the whole pipe. And with a glue fitting, you can't get the pipe end to end. So you want to get the pipe end to end, cut it perfectly to fit. That's how you have success. And then you slide that Fernco back and slide it on like a slip coupling we would use back in the day when we were using copper. But for water lines. But nonetheless, now this fitting right here, this isn't meant to be here, okay? This is like, and there's still cement around it. So what that's telling me is your septic tank sat here. Yeah. Okay? And when they did when the county came out to crush your septic tank, they crushed it, and then they had this line put in, and they just hooked it up like that, which is not correct, okay? So this has to be done correct so you don't have future issues. And second most important after that is we need to know that all of that going out there is good, right? All right. So that's going to end my video, and that's my recommendations. He's going to get on the horn with the county. I'm going to send him this link. I'm going to wrap up all this equipment, and I'm going to have you go in there now as I finish up my video report and everything, and run a bunch of water to make sure we're open right now, and you get rid of that double ply paper. And I want you on the horn with the county right away. Right after I leave, though. That way I can help somebody out.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Oh, they won't like me talking on that video.